Welcome to Ancient Hebrew Never Died for part 1 of our Gog and Magog video. By the time we finish with both words, you will see Ezekiel 38 and 39 in a new light, in line with current events and biblical world timeline. Now we bring that ancient pattern into the living tongues of the land, the preserved linguistic memory of the Yoruba peoples, restoring Gog to its original as revealed by the application of Yoruba language's letters and vowels in the transliteration and vowelization of the ancient Hebrew script of the Bible. As always, the investigation begins with the word itself, broken open, letter by letter. Ezekiel 38:2, KJV reads, "Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him." The word translated as Gog appears in the ancient Hebrew as Gimel, war, Gimel, transliterated simply as G-W-G. In this form, mainstream translation leaves out the Aleph and the Lamed that precedes the G-W-G. We will focus on the Gog part in this part. For G, we have Igar. For W, we have Iwo, and for the second G, we have Iju. If you are wondering why we have a J word here, it is likely because you have not heard of the Arabic equivalent of Gog and Magog, Yajuj and Majuj, or you haven't seen my video on the origins of the word Niger. Back to restoration, Ige means seat, throne, seat of power or kingdom. It is the same word as Ika. Iwo here refers to setting, as in the Yoruba term Iwo Orun, which word for word is setting sun, but refers to the direction of the setting of the sun, which is the west. Iwo is west. Although Iwo literally means entering or entrance, it is used in the description of sun setting to mean that the sun is entering into its rest for the day. You will understand more when we come to Magog. Iju means forest. We have come across this before in the Niger episodes. Word for word, Iga Ewa Iju is seat of power west forest. I could alternatively employ the word Igoon for the second G in Gog, Magog, but I am deliberately using the J version to link the Arabic equivalent of the words, and to point out that some Hebrew dialects actually used J back then. Using a second G and the word Igun, word for word, Igari War Igun is seat of power west length. Length of where? Length of Africa. Basically, this word says, position Africa on standing lengthways, and look at the kingdom that falls west. Continuing with restoration of the words Gog and Magog to the biblical Yoruba origins, using Igari War Iju, that is, Kingdom West Forest. The terms put together translate as Kingdom of the West of the Forest. The forest here is sub-Saharan Africa. You could add a bit more area to that if you considered desertification or the Green Sahara theory. This meaning of Gog does not float in the air, it rests on land. A land already pointed out by Ezekiel. Ezekiel's river flows eastward, descends, and enters a salty sea. Only one river in Africa and the Middle East that answers that description, the River Niger. If the river is here, then the land is here, and the names tied to that land must also live here. Here is West Africa. Prophecy remembers Gog in another tongue as well, the Arabian memory, Yajuj. And here the pattern is the same as we have come across before. The Y simply means children of, people of, the descendants of, or a mix of any two or all three. The Y in Yajuj correctly means children, descendants, people of Gog, just like the Y in Israel when it is referring to the children of Israel, and just like the Y in Yoruba. If you saw part 2 of Ezekiel's river, you should have an idea what the meaning of Yoruba is. In the Arabic Yajuj, we have a second witness to the name, a second memory of the Western Kingdom. It happens a lot with Arabic when it comes to the restoration of biblical Yoruba. Thus concludes our revelation of Gog, the kingdom in the west of the forest, the first of 2 ancient brothers of prophecy. The rest of our restoration will make it clearer to us what the prophet Ezekiel talks about in Ezekiel 39:2, where he says, "And I will turn thee back, and leave but the 6th part of thee, and will cause thee to come up from the north parts, and will bring thee upon the mountains of Israel." Thank you for watching. Join Say Adebayo and AIAY again on for part 2 for restoration of the word Magog.